When I think of my nostalgia for Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, I think of a game that honestly shouldn't exist. A tactics games with Mario characters? How could that have possibly been greenlit? And to make it even crazier, I remember the game actually being good. It was different and still familiar. The story certainly wasn't worth mentioning, but the gameplay really stood out to me and far exceeded what I imagined the game to be. And after rewatching my playthrough, I've decided to place it behind Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. Here's why. While playing through the game, I certainly found my past self enjoying it. I did brush aside the story, but I definitely latched onto the gameplay quite a bit, and it is what kept me playing it. I enjoyed tackling the tactic genre from a different approach, and admittedly, there was some allure to using Mario and Rabbid characters. Seeing familiar faces like the Mario team utilize weapons of destructive force against Rabbid enemies was enjoyable, while the Rabbid party members added some nice charm. Despite not engaging in all the side activities that I was initially interested in, I didn't seem to complain hardly at all about the game or its mechanics. There was a joy in figuring out the puzzles in and out of combat, as well as attempting to utilize the best compositions for the job. Sadly, Rabbid Yoshi and Normal Yoshi didn't quite make the cut for me, but nearly every other character proved to be quite useful. The rewatch was a strange one. For full disclosure, I played the sequel about a month prior to the rewatch, so there was definitely some awkwardness there. I also wasn't entirely engaged with the playthrough, primarily because I had a very good idea what I was in store for. I knew the story wouldn't provide anything of worth towards the game, but I also didn't quite feel pressed to pay attention to the combat either. This is likely no fault of the game itself, but instead my familiarity with it. Despite having all that against it, I still found the playthrough to be mildly interesting. I witnessed myself in the past being very engaged, and I certainly pointed out a few flaws in my younger self strategies from time to time. On top of that, the game just looked fun to play. The character customization, the different worlds and levels within them all offered great variety and challenges. The enemy variety probably could have been stronger, but as a whole, the game proved it was a strong showing for its first attempt. Based on memory, I ranked Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle at 39 out of 117, and this is where things become difficult. For The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, I stated that games that effectively didn't have stories worth mentioning have different point ceilings than ones that do, and that applies here. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle is a fun game and a fantastic new franchise, but where do I feel it ends up is tough to say. How do I judge a game that tries and fails with its story versus a game that has very little focus on the story or just feels like it's there to be there? These are the conundrums I'll have to deal with, but I think this falls short of Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. Its gameplay is the main reason I enjoyed it, and the game as a whole was very fun to play, which gives it an edge over Ni no Kuni: Wrath of the White Witch. Understandably, games like Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle probably shouldn't contain stories grand in scope and intrigue, since there's a time and a place for them. Therefore, in situations like this, I have to take everything else into account, and Deus Ex: Mankind Divided was the first game that demanded hesitation, where it ultimately took the lead.